Michael Bennett is currently with the New England Patriots, which means he's a champion, and a three-time Pro Bowler, Pro MVP, Super Bowl champion, two-time NFC champion, and PFWC all-team selection. When Michael entered the NFL, rigorous performance training taught him the importance of eating nutritiously and how vital it is not only maintaining fitness, but overall well-being. With Michael and his wife Pele jointly established the Bennett Foundation, which educates underserved children and communities through free, accessible programming in Hawaii, Washington, Texas, and now globally. The Foundation's Ocean Health Fest impacts thousands of people each year by offering free health screenings, fitness activities, cooking demos, and much more. Currently, the Bennett Foundation is partnerships with the Hope Heart Institute, Seattle TILF, Washington Green Schools, the Interagency Academy, STEM programming with I Am the Code, and most recently, after-school nutritional programming to provide over 20,000 meals in partnership with HCAP. Yeah, I'm going to take a break in the bio so you can applaud what I've said so far. This past off-season, Michael wrote a New York Times best-selling book titled Things That Make White People Uncomfortable, and also visited Senegal, where he sponsors 100 African girls through his partnership with I Am the Code. Michael teamed up with Macklemore recently also to purchase copies of Teaching for Black Lives for teachers in Seattle public schools. He also held a Girls Empowerment Summit in Seattle earlier this year titled Breaking Barriers with Patrice Cullors, Yami DeBrongo, Linda Sarsour, and Maya Wiley. He's a proud member of Athletes for Impact with fellow activists John Carlos, Ibitaj Muhammad, Maya Moore, Layla Ali, and Ethan Thomas. That is Michael Bennett, guest number 1.
How's everybody doing today? I thought I was going to get, oh, thank you. I thought I was going to have like a small group. I thought it was going to be like 20 people. And then I walked in, I was like, whoa, this is like an NFL game. But today I have the opportunity to be able to talk about from the field to activism and being able to work in your community as an athlete and what does that mean? What does it mean to be on the field and still be in your community? Can you have both? Can you have success as a player and can you have success on the outfield? How do you build a bridge from the teams and how do you build a bridge from the city to bridge those two together? Because a lot of times the teams and the cities don't really connect. You know, we don't really do the organic work or work with the grassroots organizers or find out what's really going on in the community. And as a player, you always wonder, how do we build that bridge? And so for me, that's what I'm about, is how do we build that? And my thing is about, why shouldn't I speak? That's really what it's about. It's really about, oh, the PowerPoint isn't on the stage. I'm not famous enough to get a PowerPoint on the stage. Oh, I can't even see. I'm sorry. Sorry. So yeah, mine is about, why shouldn't I speak? I mean, as an athlete, you wear a helmet, and people don't see your face. And people and the owners of the teams, they feel like they own your humanity. But at the end of the day, you're a human. Everywhere I go, I'm a black male. I can never hide the color of my skin. I can't hide any of that. So at the end of the day, we're always connected to the things that are happening around us. And as an athlete, we want to be able to teach the young kids, what does that mean? And so I don't really have PowerPoints at my house. Oh, it went too far, sorry. And every time I think about that, I think about Martin Luther King, you know. You see, how do you keep going and not be silent about things and really have that empathy for what's happening around you and still have that spiritual connection to the people that look like you, the people that don't look like you, and how can you have empathy for what they're going through, and how can you connect to it? And for me, at some point, silence becomes a sign of dishonesty. You know, when you're out there and you're dribbling the ball or you're playing baseball, whatever you're doing, and you're sitting on that court, and for 1 second you think that you're not in those communities, for 1 second you think that you can't be pulled over and the gun can't be pulled to your head. This happened to me before. It's happened to a lot of players. So just because you make money, just because you're able to run and jump high, it doesn't change anything about you. You're still who you are, and you can never hide from your community. You can never hide from the color of your skin. You just got to be able to embody that. And for me, that's what I really focus on. It's more than just being an athlete. It's about joining together, respecting the women that play the sports, and how big of an impact that we can have. If you saw taking a knee and what LeBron did, what Cap did, what all these guys did, and how it really had a trickle-down effect to the youth. And that's what it's really about. How can we affect the youth? And we did that by showing different things that how we impact the community, whether it's taking a knee, whether it's talking about gun violence, whether it's talking about the Me Too movement. How can we affect the people around us in a positive way? And I think this is the perfect generation for that. There's never been a generation where you can have this type of connectivity through your iPhone, through Twitter, through Instagram, and be able to show people what it feels like and how you can be connected to that. And for me, this is about humanity, it's about equality, it's about justice, and it's about the future of our kids. Yeah, sorry. I'm a little nervous because usually when I'm on the field, I can't really see anybody, and I'm just in the helmet, nobody gets to see me, but nah, it's cool. It's about mass incarceration, what's happening to the people of color, what's going around in the cities around us. How do we amplify that? And a lot of us are doing different things in our community to do bail reform, find ways to bring things to the forefront. When you think about this, 1 out of every 3 Black American males are born today would expect to be in prison in his lifetime. That's a crazy stat. That's a higher stat than Tom Brady winning the Super Bowl, me getting a sack, Russell Wilson, Marshawn Lynch running, scoring a touchdown. That's insane when you think about it. And then when you put it into this perspective, it's even more insane when you think about 1 out of every 3 Black males will be in prison. 1 out of every 6 Latino men will be in prison. 1 out of every 18 Black women will end up in prison one day. 1 out of every 45 Latino women too. And when you think about that, and when you're on the field and you think about the touchdowns that you score and these different things, it's like, but there's still things going on in the world. And how can we do something a little bit bigger than just scoring the touchdown, dunking the ball? How can we go out and make impact? And that's where we get to the intersectionality. How do we have, and that's really not a thing that we talk about in sports, is how do we connect things that are happening around us, whether it's Palestine, whether it's juvenile detention center, school to prison pipeline, gun violence, wherever it is. How do we talk about these things and find out how we connect it through all this, regardless of the color of our skin, our gender, what we choose, our religion? How do we stay connected to all that? And this is one of the things that we talk about. And I think about it, why shouldn't you speak? Why shouldn't they speak? Why shouldn't we all speak? Because we all have a voice, and we have this platform, and we have these iPhones, we have these computers, we do everything, we connect to everything, but why are people so scared to talk about things that are happening around them? Why are we so fearful? I try to understand why the guys that I play with, we're quicker to run into somebody and crack our heads open, faster to get CTE, quicker to break our arms, but we're silent on things that matter in our communities. It goes beyond the need for me and the rest of the guys, a lot of guys that I talk about, and the guys that are in the NFL. It's like we keep moving forward and finding ways to impact on a higher level, not just in our communities, not just on a national level, but globally. How do we connect to people globally, things that are happening, whether it's in Haiti, whether it's in Senegal, whether it's just around the world? How do we continue to have an impact and be fearful and not scared of the things that can happen to us because of our voice? We can lose sponsorship, but fuck it, who cares about sponsorships? So, at the end of the day, money come and money go. At the same time, it's about how do we look our children in the eye, and how do I look my daughter in the eye and tell her to stand up for what she believes in when I'm scared to stand up for what I believe in, or the guy next to me is scared to stand up for what he believes in. And at the end of the day, that's really what it's about. It's about the kids and showing them what it feels like to be a young woman or a young man and be able to have that. Why shouldn't we speak? It's about the solidarity of all of us. If you look around, you see so many different people from different ethnicities, different backgrounds, different religions, but at the same time, we all shit the same. We all are human beings, so what happens to you, it happens to me. When I look on TV and I see a mother losing their child at the border, that bothers me because I'm a father and I know what it's like when you can't find your child, let alone you can't even touch your child. So things that happen around us, we should be able to stay connected. And for me, that's really what it's about as an athlete. How can we continuously push forward and not be scared? We have so many people before us who have shown us the way, whether it was John Carlos, Muhammad Ali, and continuously have this voice, and now Kaepernick. Where did we go beyond this need? Where did we go from protesting to action? And that's the next step for the 21st century athlete. Thank you, guys.